Welcome to Source Not Found, a show about the worst versions of your favorite things. Every other week, we take an IP, franchise, or fandom and examine it solely through its sequels, spin offs, and side projects, basically anything but the source material. My name is Bo Woodall, and much like this movie, I also have a MacGuffin that never pays off.
And I'm Brandon June, and I fell out of a car that fell out of a plane. That's how I feel.
After watching this film.
Yeah.
Hey guys. Sorry, we're a little late. We're a little late on this one. But this week we're covering 2022's Uncharted, a film with Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg and Antonio Banderas for some reason. Okay, before we do our stuff,
I was trying to I was gonna try and add in, jump in, but I had nothing.
Okay, before we start about the story of the movie, obviously we're super excited to talk about this one, gang. I'm gonna give the numbers on this because they're a little wild. This was one of the more surprising series of numbers that I've pulled for a movie so far. So, Uncharted released February 18, 2022.
Mm-hmm.
A $120 million budget. I'm going to kind of give a little rundown on how close it is with other movies in that time frame in a second. $120 million budget, made $148 million domestic, and $407 million worldwide.
Okay.
Damn near $500 million worldwide.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Gross for this movie.
That's pretty good for, it's not quite a household name, Uncharted.
No, but Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg,
know.
that's really all they needed, right?
That's what I mean, yeah. It's still, that's impressive.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
That's
Spider-Man did $1 billion, right?
Yeah. That's big numbers. Big numbers.
We got half Spider-Man action here, yeah. we have Spider-Man action. We have full Spider-Man action. We have a Tom Holland.
Yeah. Opening weekend, February 20th weekend, Uncharted was number 1. Followed by Dog.
Huh.
I don't know that movie. I don't know Dog. Third
The Bounty
was
Hunter?
I guess could be. Third was Spider-Man No Way Home. 4 was Death on the Nile, that Kenneth Branagh Perot movie with Gal Gadot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And 5 was Jackass Forever. So I pulled.
What do you want to say?
Oh, I'd be seeing Spider-Man. There's no question on that one, man.
How long had Spider-Man been out?
A little under 2 months.
Okay. Because, I wouldn't be seeing Spider-Man. Because I would have seen Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
But honestly, given those options, I'd just be seeing Spider-Man again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just
so,
to
give going back to the budget for this one, $120 million. Death on the Nile, basically a set piece film. No action, no CGI, nothing like that. Has a budget of $90 million. Spider-Man No Way Home, just chock full of action set pieces and CGI, $200 million.
Huh, okay.
So it's interesting where Uncharted kind of fits on the spectrum between those movies, budget-wise.
Yeah.
Only $30 million more than a Kenneth Branagh dramatic mystery film that takes place on a boat in the Nile. Pretty wild stuff.
Gal Gadot must be pricey.
Yeah, she's so expensive. Also, this movie's directed by Ruben Fleischer, and this is his first directorial, I think the first movie he directed after Zombieland, or Zombieland 2. But that's our guy. This is the guy who did Zombieland and Zombieland 2.
Didn't have much. I never saw the second one. I didn't have many thoughts on that first one. So, hey, similarities across your directorial
I don't know, man.
Here.
I genuinely enjoyed the hell out of Zombieland whenever I first saw it. Looking back, I see what it is. It's kind of trying to give us some charming characters within a very oversaturated environment and conceit. But I had a pretty good time with it. The second one
I
was...
guess it's just... yeah. I guess I just mean it's one of those films like, yeah, I'm left with, to go back to my favorite Blood Rain review, I'm really left with no thoughts or feelings.
Yeah, that's fair.
Know? I might have chuckled along the way. I enjoyed the Bill Murray cameo, right? That was a good time. But yeah, I don't have much thought on this one. So this is a interesting flip of the way usually things are on this show.
Yeah.
Most of the times, especially with video games, like I have some experience and you don't.
Yep.
But for whatever reason, I've never played an Uncharted game.
I have played all 4 of them.
It's a big
2 credits.
Gaping black hole in my background. Yeah, that's okay.
And I mean, based on your taste in games, I think you would very much enjoy, especially the later ones, because they really kind of flesh out the mechanics and stuff. But these games are pretty big. I mean, obviously, if you get 4 sequels for a video game over the lifespan of a particular console, and it's a console exclusive title, right? Uncharted is Sony exclusive.
Yeah, and that's part of why I missed them. Like, they came out at a time, like, the time of my life when I was playing games the least was, like, in college and, like, studying abroad and around that time. And, like, that was Xbox 360, PS3 generation, a lot of that. I didn't have a PS3 till many years later. So, yeah, I missed the whole... And I can't just, like, jump in with 3 or 4. Like, I can't. Some people can. So
no, I need to know the background. I need to, especially if they're throwing in like tertiary and secondary characters that were in previous games. No.
So this was a hell of a first experience with this IP.
Man, I am so sorry. I am so sorry that this is how you get to learn about this IP.
I really know nothing about it. Like, I know we have like a thief/treasure hunter, roguish type protagonist. I didn't know who Sully was, like, based on the way, like, the one of several post-credits scenes happens, there's, like, a big reveal, and, like, oh, Mark Wahlberg's got a mustache now. I guess that's, like, is that, like, Jim Carrey finally getting another movie series I have not seen, but, like, going full Robotnik, like, later on, it's like, oh, finally the mustache is here.
I'm going to be completely honest with you right now, and it's a little wild of a take. The Sonic the Hedgehog movies are actually really charming.
I don't know that that's a wild take. I feel like I've heard actually generally good things about them.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure. I saw the first one and I genuinely enjoyed it.
I mean, you're talking to someone who is like broken Sonic brained here. I mean, I spent a substantial amount of time with Sonic 2006 earlier this year. So that broke me. Yeah, it's all good now. I learned to love Big Brother Sonic.
Okay, so before we get into the nothingness of the story, let's...
Yeah, what if we kept just talking about Sonic the Hedgehog and other shit? You know,
I mean, honestly, sure.
We could.
The brief synopsis of this movie, per IMDb. Street smart Nathan Drake is recruited by seasoned treasure hunter Victor Sully Sullivan to recover a fortune amassed by Ferdinand Magellan and then lost 500 years ago by the House of Moncada. This means nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. But what's funny? That's the whole fucking plot, gang. That's what it is.
But we need that setup. We need our characters to like be poring over old-timey maps.
So
that, like those moments of like revelation and discovery.
Okay.
It's great. Very good map. It's a good map.
It's fine.
I like the map.
I have one very, very strong opinion about this movie.
Let's hear it.
The first 3/4 of the movie, or the first 2/3 of the movie, I was kind of in. Like, I didn't see any set piece or anything that was going on in the movie that was like that made me hate it. The acting was a little... Mark Wahlberg's accent was fucking everywhere, man. I didn't know where the hell that guy was supposed to be from.
Just on that point, I don't know why, because when I think about it critically, like I can't really pinpoint what it is, but I kind of love Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
I kind of am always happy to see him show up. And if I think about it after the fact, like, but why? And I can't. I'll watch absolute dog shit. I watched that Shyamalan, The Happening.
Yeah.
Is that the one?
Where the trees are the bad guys or whatever?
And yeah, the bad, evil trees and leaves and shit and grass. And and he's playing like a science teacher. And he's like, it's not quite like Tara Reid in Alone in the Dark, but it's on the spectrum there.
Yeah.
And I just walked away like, and you know what? I was so glad to see him.
Yeah. And so that's
like the one redeeming quality about the movie.
I really think that was
I can't explain it.
I really think that was the idea for this film, was like, let's gather as many fucking charm monsters as we possibly can. And maybe people will ignore the fact that it's kind of flat. So like they have Tom Holland, Mark Wahlberg, and Antonio Banderas. Like, damn. That's just charm. That's good.
Yeah, although the Banderas charm gets its throat cut.
Really, really anticlimactically too, by
I think
a not charming character.
She's kind of cool, but only kind of. Yeah, that was very jarring and abrupt. And at first I was like, whoa, I did not see that coming. I could have maybe seen that coming, like, given more signaling or like a little bit later in the plot. It's like, it was something. It jarred me out of my kind of stupor. But I don't know that it was a good choice. It was just a choice.
Okay, so back to my super like the only real opinion I have. No, but you actually brought up when that happens is when my opinion.
Yeah.
That's when the movie starts to look. I can suspend disbelief for a lot of movies.
Yeah.
For a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But as soon as the last act of this movie took place, I was fucking out. Like, you cannot take 500-year-old wooden ships that have been in the fucking humid jungle and fly them out with helicopters that don't actually exist. Like, as soon as they lifted the boat, it would have just fallen apart. The weight of the gold in the ships would have made it just fall. Oh my God in heaven.
No, you're basing your physics and all that on like real world helicopters. You just nailed it. These helicopters don't exist. They have the ability to
keep a falling apart boat together.
Like the structural integrity of the rotten wood housing like just hundreds of pounds of
not just the
gold
wood,
bullion and stuff.
They're using rope from these 500-year-old rope to swing around human bodies on this ship from ship to ship. Man, have you ever, like, I don't know, messed with a tarp that's 3 years old? Yeah, it just falls apart. Like, I can't have a t-shirt last for more than 6 months, but these ropes that are 500 years old can carry Tom Holland swinging at a 45-degree angle from one ship 50 yards to another ship.
Well, I mean, I feel like the subtext is like he's using his Spider-Man webs to
obviously,
them so they don't fall.
If we don't see a Tom Holland swinging on something, get the fuck out of here. I couldn't.
I'm imagining them approaching him with the script. He's like, I specifically said in my contract, no swinging. I'm trying to not get typecast as a swinger.
Yeah.
That word means something different.
Yep.
Hey, the Swingers reboot, when that comes along, Tom Holland, please get him on the cast.
Tom, we honestly don't know about your sexual proclivities. We just like you on ropes and stuff, my guy.
Actually, Marvel protagonists, we don't want to think about your sexual proclivities. Like, everyone is just real smooth, just Ken Barbie dolls.
Yep.
Anatomically not even thought about.
Except for Daredevil.
Marvel characters do not fuck.
Except for Daredevil.
Yeah.
Daredevil fucks. The problem is all of his stories and
actually
really,
all the
really
Netflix,
bad.
The Defenders fuck.
Yeah. The Defenders fuck. Yeah.
Just, we are constantly trying to talk about anything else.
Okay.
Okay. I will say, to your point, that scene is ridiculous. I liked it because it's I didn't give a shit. Like, we literally start the film, the first thing you see, which is like a very superfluous framing device. It's really just to like, hey, we need to give the audience something to like hook them.
Yeah.
So here's a sequence from later in the film. We're just going to throw it in here. We're going to like, I don't know. Hey, Tarantino gets to do this. We'll do it too. We'll just have a scene up here for no reason, but it's so arbitrary.
I really wondered if they were just going to do like a record scratch as he falls off the car. And it's just like, hey, I bet you're wondering how I got in this situation, huh? And then the Saved by the Bell theme starts or something.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, that might have improved the viewing experience.
that would have sold you on it.
It's something. I guess that's what I mean. Is like we're starting with like him hanging off like a cargo plane, like climbing his way up, getting knocked out. Like it's already I'm already suspending so much of my disbelief, like from the very first scene. Like, okay, we're just gonna do like wild, over the top antics and like things in the air here, and like, yeah, none of this is like physically possible. I will accept it. Because sure, like we want to lean into, hey, video game movie, and we're just going to like give you some spectacle. So if you're going to give me spectacle, then like, yeah, like having these old like ships flying through the air and then like people swinging between them, like it's ridiculous, but it was entertaining in the sort of like beyond believable, over the top kind of like spectacle of a lot of these video game adjacent kinds of movies.
But it just,
I don't know, it's kind of neat, just like on a visual level, to see them like
sure, visually, yeah. But so here's my problem.
Something.
Prior to that, even with the weird cargo plane car like scene, the movie was relatively grounded. I mean, you have it as grounded as like an Indiana Jones film. Because that's what they're trying to recreate here. They're trying to recreate an Indiana Jones film based on a video game. But
I think that's why I'm happy to see that nonsense.
Because it's so,
I don't think
different.
It's not good. Like what they grounded it in is not very compelling. Like it's checking a bunch of boxes. Like, okay, this is kind of rote, but like, yeah, we have like a lovable roguish character, and you know he's very good at sleight of hand, and you know it's filmed with like it's competent, you know, in those scenes, like in the bar scene, and like he's pulling off the bracelet or whatever it is, and then like, you know, he ends up with like Sully's business card or whatever, and like, yeah, nothing through all this is like really surprising to me.
But there's also just like they take beat for beat almost scenes from previous treasure hunting movies. Like, I'm sorry, it's basically like them going underneath the church is so close to the X marks the spot, like Last Crusade bit. Like, and Last Crusade did it so much better, you know?
That's kind of my point. It's not really bringing anything new to the table. And what's here is like those scenes I just mentioned, or like, I don't know, everything with the cat. You know, it's kind of like, we need comic relief. Hey, let's give him a cat. And then what is this line? Like, I'm not going to keep this thing. It's going to shit all over my floor. And it's like, oh, insert comic line here in script. Like, it's functional, and it might even make you, like, smirk. You know, I don't know. But it's not really memorable. It's not new or really exciting in any way. Like, the characters, like, we have the charm of Holland and Wahlberg, and that's it. I mean, every other, like, side character is very forgettable. I don't know. Like, we have a very forgettable, like, chase across, like, Barcelona rooftops and stuff like that. Like, everything is very just generic, and you've seen it in a Bourne movie or an Indiana Jones movie or a Tomb Raider movie.
The entire thing is rote.
It's very rote.
Yeah.
And I guess, like, okay, I don't just want, like, a dull or worse version of movies I've seen. If you're going to, like, give me a bad movie where I don't really care about anything, like, at least give me something to look at that I haven't seen before. And the reason you haven't seen it is because you pinpointed this. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it is that. So I guess
most other writers would not write themselves into this climax where, like, oh, none of this makes sense. But they did. But you know what? Fine. I'm here. I sat through all this other shit. Give me some ships flying through the air.
Yeah,
I don't give a
give
fuck.
me my popcorn now. Give me my good treat.
Basically.
I I mean, I kind of mentioned a little bit in my intro for this episode, like, I wish they would have just focused more on, and this is one of the reasons maybe I get upset about this movie more than you do. Like, you just don't care, right?
I
Like,
really don't.
There's nothing here for you.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely frustrated because some of the stories in the video games, while very like out there and like kind of like Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, like treasure hunter to the extreme, like they give us the MacGuffin of his family ring and they talk about it the entire movie and it's nothing. Like, it is a Chekhov's gun that never goes off.
They're keeping it loaded for the sequel.
I mean, they are. It's already been, like, they've already talked about doing it. It was greenlit a year ago. I just don't know if Tom Holland has the time.
Yeah, I did see that. Even if, like, it wasn't confirmed, like, you end the movie with, again, multiple, like, post-credit sequences.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they're marveling here. Like,
yeah,
whether or not it happens, they're intending to follow this up with
absolutely
number 2.
They are. I really wish they would have
number 2.
I really wish they would have chosen one of the video game stories to cover. And they kind of did. They just mixed 2 or 3 video games together to try to make something that would be original even for people who have played the games. I don't care about that. Like,
yeah. I would assume the stories are good because Naughty Dog has a stellar pedigree.
Yeah.
Like, even going back to, like, I mean, they've always made good video games, you know, Crash and Jack and Daxter and all that. But
yeah,
just like more recent Naughty Dog games, like, oh yeah, The Last of Us, particularly Part 2 for me is a favorite experience and a very memorable and compelling story that does things that only the video game medium can do. And so I know that, like, there's a lot there to draw upon. And I don't know what they drew.
Uncharted 3 and 4 are both visually and narratively absolutely incredible. Like, I wish we could have done one of those instead. Maybe
we should next time.
Yeah. I mean, I think we definitely should play an Uncharted game next time because I think it'll completely change your mind about this IP.
I'm not putting this on the IP, just to be clear. I think this is a shitty movie. I still assume that Uncharted is a great series and plan on playing it someday.
Yeah.
It just has never, made its way fully up to the top of the backlog. You know, you told me this movie made $500 million, so who am I to criticize their choices? But it kind of is a point you just made a minute ago. Like, I'm remembering the most recent Mortal Kombat movie too, where, like, we want to, like, fully embrace this IP and all the silliness of the video game stories, but we're not ready to go full in. So we have these, like, narrative devices, you know, in, like, the Mortal Kombat movie, it was like the birthmarks and, like, our protagonist that's grounded in reality and not sourced from the games and stuff like that. Like, we're always trying to, like, dial it back a little bit to appeal to a more general audience. And to me, going in as a fan, you know, like, that's disappointing to me. And I think it makes it for a less compelling, more rote story. But I don't know. I didn't bring in $500 million at the box office, so what the fuck do I know? It apparently works. But I don't want to see it. I don't want to be one of those dollars.
It's also hard for me to buy this because I don't know how old Tom Holland is supposed to be in this movie. Because Nathan Drake,
it doesn't matter.
Like, he's in his 30s. Like, he is a seasoned treasure hunter, I think. Even in the first Uncharted game, I think he is an adult man. And there are times where I'm just like, this kid has to be 21 years old. Like,
yeah, from the initial, like, bar scene, it feels that way, right? Like, oh, maybe he's working his way through school or something. Like, you know,
they did just age everything down quite a bit because, like, I think Sully in the games is, like, retired ex-Air Force or ex-Navy pilot. So he's kind of, you know, like the grizzled 50s, 60s-year-old man and looks it. And we've got Mark Wahlberg, who is probably 50 or 60, but he looks 35 because Hollywood. And so it's really hard to have him have a mentee that is not, who doesn't look like a baby. It just, man.
That's what they should have done. They should have just gone full babies, like a Baby's Day Out 2.
Baby's Day Out 2, Uncharted.
On the Trail of Magellan.
Also, I know this is kind of nitpicky.
Pick them nits.
But that's not a fucking pine tree at that church.
Oh, that's very nitpicky.
Yeah. What was it? St. Mary of the Pine, and it was like a fucking maple tree. Get out of here with that shit.
I don't even know what you're talking about. But sure, you have to have like some level of investment to even notice shit like that.
I did have some level of investment.
Tree. 1 out of 10. Don't even know.
Yeah, 1 out of 10. Fuck you. Happy Arbor Day, bitch.
Adventure here.
God. Man,
did I like anything? Okay, I liked something.
You like the weird ass flying boats.
I mean, it's a stretch, but it relative to the rest of the movie, yes, I did.
Got it.
I think it's probably like the most exciting. Like, honestly, I can't say that I was in up until the point that you were in, but like, I don't know, first 10 minutes or so, like, yeah, I see what this is doing. I think I know what I'm in for now, but it's entertaining and, you know, all the charm on screen, like we've been talking about. Like, yeah, I will follow these characters along, I guess, for this adventure that probably got rejected by Nicolas Cage. Let's be real.
Right.
Like, it's less interesting than a National Treasure movie. Yeah, but aside from that, yes, it's probably the best, most compelling, interesting thing to happen on the screen for the entire runtime, which I don't even know how long this was, but it felt forever. It felt very long.
I believe it was an hour 56.
Whew. Yeah. That
1 hour and 56. Yeah, I had it right.
That's a long time. It's a long time to watch this nonsense. When they come upon the ships in this cave, and you have, again, to your point, even more ridiculous, like we have a big opening above the ships where like we have like, it's kind of amazing that they managed to stay hidden for so long, because it seems like there's just a big gaping maw right above, directly above the ships.
Not to mention they are in 1 tank of gas ride distance from the Philippines. Like,
oh yeah, they're
not even like, what, maybe 20 miles away from a tourist destination.
Oh, I know. I made note of that. And did you see the insignia on the side of the boat? It was a birch tree, and that is just so not apt for the climate there. Okay, so they come upon the ships, and again, just
I hate you so much. You can absolutely suck my butt, dude.
No, it's a good criticism. Please, everything you have. We are only at 29 minutes right now of recording. I got nothing left. So they come upon the ships, and again, like my point about, like, yes, it's ridiculous, but it gives me something to look at. Like, yeah, I just broke down why this is silly, but it's visually, it gave me a moment of like, almost like the Goonies coming upon like the treasure hoard, like the lighting. And just like the sense of discovery in that one scene of like seeing the ships kind of off in the distance as we approach them, like bathed in the beams coming down through, again, the big gaping maw right above them in the cave that you could just look down and see. Fucking passing helicopter of tourists. Yeah. Looking at whales. Would have spotted this treasure hoard, but whatever. But it looks cool. It looks cool. So, hey.
All right.
It's something.
I'm gonna take us in a different direction now, because this is something we haven't done in a while. I do have a trivia corner for this movie.
Hell yeah.
So, please come along with me, grab a pillow and a blanket, and maybe a little bonsai tree that is not a pine.
How many pieces of trivia are related to the trees?
You'd be surprised, none. They should be, but none.
you spoiled it.
Yeah.
I was hooking the listeners. Like, okay, don't touch that dial.
Here
Here's
comes
our
Tree
trivia
Facts.
corner.
Tree Facts with Bo.
I know stuff.
So first and foremost, this was the first feature production made by Sony's PlayStation Productions.
Huh.
This was what they decided to toss. I mean, it was a good move, right? $400 and whatever million. So
Have they put out more since then? Like, I'm not up on, like, because I know the Twisted Metal show was out. Is that part of this?
I'm guessing that, and
Production
maybe
company?
even no, not Last of Us, because Last of Us isn't. So maybe just Twisted Metal in this.
I don't know. I don't know who's doing what when it comes to these IPs.
Next one. This one's actually kind of interesting. This film was actually banned in Vietnam and the Philippines because it features a map. Like the map there has the 9- line.
Yeah.
And for those of you who aren't aware, the 9- line is a contested C feature that has no real legal basis as per a tribunal decision of the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, last 2016. So Vietnam and the Philippines were like, well, that's not a real, fuck you guys very much. That's not a real thing. So they banned the movie straight up.
Yeah. Actually, I found this piece of trivia when I was, I have reviews. I looking through the 1-star reviews and then saw a lot of hate for the movie from that angle. So, piece of trivia that is found, at the bottom of the IMDb reviews.
This one kind of makes me laugh. Tom Holland was cast as Nathan Drake after Sony turned down his pitch for a young James Bond movie.
Oh, that would have been better.
They're like, nah, dog, you can't do a young James Bond, but can I interest you in this young Indiana Jones? But he has a different
And
name.
by young Indiana Jones, not so young.
Not so young.
Is he like the same age that Indiana was in Raiders? Just about.
How Indy was... No, because Indy was like mid-30s in Raiders, right? He was like 33.
Yeah, well, how old is Tom Holland?
In this movie, he's supposed to be 25. Because he talks like they distinctly say like, back when I was 10 years old and that was 15 years ago. And it's like, okay, no, we get it.
Oh, you did the math. Sorry, you got to be paying attention to trees and shit to actually run the numbers.
I mean,
I was
dude,
not.
my eyes were peeled. There's a couple of like just silly things from the video game thing where it's like sound drops, like when Tom Holland puts on the gun holsters in the airplane in the background, the main score from the video game actually plays, since that's actually how he's supposed to look. I kind of like this because it's kind of an interesting peek behind the curtain filmmaking wise. The under the church scene where the chamber is being filled with water and stuff.
Yeah.
That actually, they built a set that lowers itself into the water. So like, I mean, obviously they have complete control over it, but like they actually take a set, put them in it, and submerge the entire set into a giant pool of water. Which I thought was
that's cool.
Kind of neat. Yeah. This one sucks. And it kind of goes with your man, they just really weren't trying for this movie, were they? There's a conversation between Nate and Chloe. It was a reshoot. Sophia Ali was filming in Australia. So their two halves of the conversation had to be filmed separately.
Yeah.
Ruben Flesher directed her from an iPad screen in his house in Jersey. Yeah, that's fucking awesome, huh?
You could tell me nothing else about this movie and just tell me that, and I know exactly what I'm in for.
It just, man, it just.
It's kind of like when I heard about Henry Cavill's like digitally removed mustache in Justice League before I saw the movie. I was like, oh, I know exactly what I'm gonna be in for with that one, and I was correct. Right.
So I said that this movie kind of takes some stuff from the first video game as well as Uncharted 4, right? Uncharted 4 is both Tom Holland and Ruben Fleischer's favorite video game in the series. The art house heist, as well as the boats in a cave thing, are both directly pulled from the fourth game.
Okay.
Different reasons and different things and different, but the set pieces are directly pulled from that game.
Right on. I gotta play 4.
I mean,
those boats.
Gotta see those boats again. Okay. I think I'll end on this one. Maybe. So Nolan North, world famous voice actor, especially for video games. He is the voice of Nathan Drake in Uncharted. He does make an appearance.
This is the one I do know.
Okay, do you? About him on the beach, and the guy's just like, yeah, I fell out of the car and then that fell out of a plane. And he goes, you know what? That's happened to me before.
Yeah. I like the scene was so jarring to me. Like that's got to be like a reference or a cameo or something. And then I looked it up. Like, oh, and that's why that doesn't quite make sense to me, having no context, but does make sense for fans.
Yeah,
that's cool. I like that.
Okay, maybe I have 2 more, and these are a little less fun, but kind of funny. We'll start with Tom Holland. He stated in an interview with GQ that he feels like most of his, not most, some of his performance was a giant mistake.
Okay.
He said that he was trying to do more of the stand around look cool, look badass, like Indiana Jones could do, just effortlessly, as opposed to act the part. Like he didn't. He said that basically, I want to look cool right now. I want to be the cool guy here, instead of just do the scene. Like,
well, in his defense, if he's trying to go for 25, apt behavior.
Yeah, no doubt. And then this one's just for you. This one's just for you. This is director Ruben Fleischer in regards to Mark Wahlberg, and I quote, "He's a Swiss Army knife and he can do anything. His action capabilities are as good as anybody's. He's funnier than most comedians. His improv is incredible. He's also an incredible dramatic actor. He's unparalleled in his versatility."
Unparalleled in his versatility. Like, I like Mark Wahlberg, but rein it in a little bit.
And then he said this, which really kind of hurts me a little bit. He said that the relationship between Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland in this movie evoked Han and Luke for him. You get their names out of your goddamn mouth, Ruben.
Oh, I didn't get that at all.
No.
Because that's not a very paternal relationship. Actually, it was one thing that was kind of sweet is helping Nate with the tie.
Yeah.
And like, oh, they need to lean into that a little bit more. And they do, but they just don't really do it effectively. Like,
but it's like Han
mentor / father figure.
Han wasn't even like, the only reason you could even say he's kind of a big brother figure to Luke is when he says, "All right, kid, you're clean. Now take the shot and let's go home," because he calls him kid. But like, pretty sure Han Solo is maybe like 4 years older than Luke. Like,
yeah, and like, I don't know. Like, he's that big brother you have to worry about.
Yeah.
Like, hey, just calling to check in, bud. Are you like,
how you doing?
Did you get your shit together?
Yeah. Did you total another car? Jesus. Dude, you can't keep doing this.
Okay, I can loan you money just one more time, but I really need you to just make this last.
I'm going to be really honest with you. Can you not bring the kids knives for Christmas again? They really don't need more knives from you, bud.
Yeah. And like next time you come to Christmas, please, like I know you shot first, but don't tell the kids that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want them internalizing that lesson.
Yeah.
Please.
And also, can you not
We know
arrive?
you did.
Can you not arrive drunk? You could get drunk if you need, like, that's fine. But don't arrive drunk, man. You can't start at 10.
Just once, I want to have a conversation with my brother without the fucking Wookiee being here.
I know, Chewie. I know he hits you.
Jesus, this got fucking dark.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I took it to a dark place.
Okay, abort bit.
Bo went too far. Abort.
I'll be here for it, but we didn't.
Fuck.
This isn't Star Wars. It's July. That was May.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
This is how much we don't want to talk about Uncharted. Hey, you know who wants to talk about Uncharted?
I'm guessing people from IMDb reviews.
Random people on IMDb reviews. I had so many. We might have to cut some of these, but I couldn't choose. So I'll just gauge your responses to some of these thoughts, and we'll see what is worth keeping in.
Sorry, I'm still crying about Han hitting Chewie. I'm fine.
Are we fine? We're not fine.
No.
Here is a 1 out of 10 from Quentin Chow, April 25th, 2022. Another only Tom's fans will enjoy movie. Too much talking and full of annoying overuse scene. Bored to freaking death. Spoilers. This film starts with a man fighting with his opponents on the sky and the flashbacks of 15 years earlier scene. As turn out, this film is about two men, Nathan and Victor, need to team up to find the treasure worth $5 billion. Entire film full of boring conversation and annoying overuse scene, such as overuse of the walking scene, overuse of the searching scene, overuse of the arguing scene, overuse of the calling names scene, overuse of the staring scene, overuse of the playing with lighter scene, overuse of the playing with bottle scene. I can't. Overuse of the drinking scene, overuse of the riding in the car scene. Overuse of the burning scene and overuse of the unlocking scene.
Wait, the burning scene?
Makes the film unwatchable. All the action scenes have things broken and explosions at certain points, but overall portrayed by sideways, messy, and occur in too short of a time. Make the film frustrated to watch. At the end, even fail to retrieve the $5 billion treasure, Nathan still manages to steal some of the gold from the treasure. Still have two post-credit scenes. First one, brother of Nathan, Sam, writing a letter to Nathan in his cell. Second one, after team up to rob the informant, Nathan and Victor blocking by unknown people. That's it. Another disappointed film. I could have just stopped at the overuse of the fill in the blank scene because that was amazing.
That's every movie. Like, that's like, he's basically saying that a movie cannot have a like self-contained callback.
I don't know, man. This movie really overused the playing with bottle scenes.
The playing with lighter scene.
I had to see one more bottle getting played with.
I had to see one more.
I love it because it's actually a pretty, like, we've been talking a lot about how rote the movie is and, like, generic. And, yeah, when you really break it down to, like, the way they visually communicate, like, I don't know, the tone of a movie or, like, character aspects. And it is like, hey, we've got the character, like the protagonist playing with a light or something like that. You know, I thought that was a great review.
I mean, I think it's a great review.
I love it.
A great review as well. I just think that there's really something massive that he's missing. And that's the overuse of the quiet scene.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
I don't know what I don't know what all that means, man. That one was pretty good. That one was pretty good.
They really overused the microduality.
Yeah.
Here's a 1 out of 10 from Jay Whitey. 43110. March 7th, 2022. 1 out of 10. Movie's horrible. Unless you're taking your kids, you can miss this one. I am writing this review while sitting in the movie.
Oh, Jay Whitey.
It's terrible. I've been bored since it started. I love this because, like, I was making notes as I was watching, obviously, as we always do. And part of me was like, I could probably just like start reading through some reviews while this is playing. I had the temptation to just like get ahead on that part of the work in preparation for the show.
Yeah.
Jay Whitey, I feel you. But also you are a nuisance, and do not go see movies in the theater, please. We all collectively despise your behavior.
Yeah, don't have secondary screen time in a movie theater.
Just a fucking big spotlight at the front of the theater.
It's
This guy just can't stop. He's got to let IMDb know what he thinks about the first 18 minutes of Uncharted. He can't wait. 1 out of 10 from K. Gravalis, December 31st, 2023. The Goonies was more realistic. I am absolutely floored at the fact that this movie exists. The part where 2 helicopters are carrying out 500-year-old pirate ships from the top of a cave is insanity.
Yep. Okay, cool.
I believe in the Easter Bunny. Yeah, this one, you're aligned. To be clear, so am I. I just can enjoy it despite that fact. I believe in the Easter Bunny more than I believe in the actions in this movie. I was ready for Sloth to come out saying, "Hey, you guys," by the end. Part 2 would be a waste of money if it is made. I would only watch it if it is free on Netflix, like how I watched this first one. My girlfriend actually at one point turned to me and asked if it was a spoof on action movies. She was stoned, but still had to tell her it was in fact trying to be a real action movie. I love that ending. Is this supposed to be a spoof?
I just like the point that he was like,
fair, she was stoned, but
I was going to say, I just like the fact that it wasn't just that she asked if it was a spoof. She was really stoned, so I had to explain to her, but it's still a valid question.
No, babe, this is all in earnestness. Yeah. Here's a 1 out of 10 from Bilal Baruch. Bilal Baruch, I think. May 31st, 2022. Many unwanted and implicit messages. This movie is full of implicit representation / promotion of Christianity. We do not have any problem with any religion, but we expect a regular movie if otherwise is described. There are lots of Jesus words, lots of cross uses is key, many church words, and lots of shh, ugly word. We watch with kids, and I am embarrassed. I am so sad to watch with my kids, and I am so sad producers are trying to promote their beliefs implicitly to the audience. Producers should respect all backgrounds and stop implicit promotion and imposes to all beliefs. We expect an adventure movie, and it appeared as a religiously promotion movie. Kids stuff. I respect any religion and background. I expect the same from others. We do not need to be bombarded with implicit promotions. We saw very different films. Man, your face right now.
What?
They used a cross as a key. When are they going to stop proselytizing to me?
Do they not forget, like, most of the people that took all of the money in the past were, like, doing it for the church?
I don't know.
Like,
But that's just a narrative device to promote Christianity.
sorry, what I just said was implicit, I guess, or something.
That seemed pretty explicit, but I don't know.
I didn't curse.
There might be another further subtext that is further promoting Christianity. I don't know. How deep does this promotion go? I don't know.
I'm thinking I kind of want them to watch Lost Ark or Crusade and or even Temple of Doom. Like, dude, these are...
Imagine what they would do with, like, Raiders. Like, the Ark of the Covenant. Like, their face literally melts off in the theater, like the Nazis at the end.
Or, like,
they can't handle it.
You know, Last Crusade, they have to go through the trials, right? They have to spell out the name of God.
It's just so funny to me because, like, if you had to ask me to name the movie I've seen most recently that, like, was totally devoid of ideology or, like, substance or any, like, further deeper subtext or thought or opinions to convey any meaning, this would be, like, top of the list.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we have some religious symbols here because they're part of a quest, and we're actually, like, relying on them to bring a little bit of texture to the movie because the actual quest is so devoid of anything.
The only thing that this movie is trying to convey is look how charming Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg are. Also, look at this cat. That's it.
Well, cats, obviously.
Mr. Whiskers?
Christian ideology. Mr. Whiskers, of course.
Yeah, Mr. Whiskers.
And I mean, Tom Holland and Sully, right? When he comes back with a mustache, obviously this is a reference to Christ coming back,
That mustache took him three days to grow. Right.
Yeah, exactly. He came back renewed with new facial hair.
Also, just a quick reversal back into Trivia Corner for one brief moment. Apparently, Mark Wahlberg is allergic to cats.
Oh, really?
Which makes the whole thing of them like, hey, we're going to put a cat in this scene is kind of just like a thing to give you some humor. It's like, oh, also, we're going to torture your sinuses for like 2 jokes in this movie that we don't even really need.
They could have, if they were going to do it, they should have leaned into it, made that a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have
been
been great.
It would have been more than just, that's something more than just, it's going to shit on my floor, Like, oh, he's allergic to cats, but I don't know. There's something there.
There could have been something there.
But there's nothing there. Hey, so we didn't like this movie. I wouldn't give it a 1 out of 10.
No.
Those people did. And then, like I said, we had a lot of reviews. You mentioned about Vietnam, a lot of 1 out of 10 reviews there. But I would not give it a 10 out of 10.
No.
But Andrew Haney did. Andrew Haney, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
The reading on that. 10 out of 10. One of the best films I've seen in a long time. Thoroughly enjoyable film. We think Tom Holland is great. And any film with Mark Wahlberg is going to be good too. Pause. To my earlier point, no, but
yes,
you'll enjoy him.
Yeah. No, but kinda.
Yeah. Kinda, maybe. Not sure why so many people rate this so low. We never knew this was based on a video game, so had no expectations. I would say it's more like National Treasure than Indiana Jones. I agree. I want to see more films like this. Only the night before, we spent a fortune to go to the cinema to watch Black Adam, and it was not as good as Uncharted. I was a bit unsure about the accent of the girl, as we couldn't work out if she was meant to be Australian or British, but she was okay. I want to see a sequel now.
Man, she really shat on Black Adam there, huh? I mean, don't get me wrong. Not a good movie, but
I haven't seen it.
Don't.
I love the idea of like, we spent a fortune to see Black Adam, but not Uncharted. Like, was Black Adam?
She saw Black Adam in 4DX. Oh, I saw Black Adam on a plane, and it was even then not good enough. It's not even a plane film.
10 out of 10. From Alan Hawley. April 29th, 2022. Don't listen to the haters.
Question real fast.
Obsessed.
Sorry.
Yeah.
The name was Alan Hawley?
That's correct.
Okay. Second question. Do you think this is a couple's joint IMDb account? Like they have joint Facebook's accounts where it's like, hey, it's Mark and Tammy Smith. It's just Alan and Holly.
Let's leave that question unanswered. I'm going to read the review and then you tell me what you think.
Fantastic.
I'm obsessed with the Drake video games. My teen kids watch me play and have a great time. This movie captures the video game emotion perfectly. It is a brilliant origin story to the games. My family laughed, cheered, and screamed with joy throughout the movie. Don't listen to the haters. If you want a good adventure film, this is it. Even without knowledge of the games, you would enjoy it. And I am no super fan of Holland or Wahlberg either.
He has no family.
So, a family account?
There's no family.
When I read this, I thought of your response to the one Ewok Adventure review, where like, oh, I have my nieces and nephews come over to watch Ewok, and they love it.
Yeah,
it's like there is no way your teen kids love watching you play video games. They're like, dude, hand over the sticks already. Like,
yeah,
Jesus.
Okay, you've died 17 times. Can you please let a child with quicker reflexes than you play this game? You're old and frail.
I imagine this whole family in the theater. It might be like, we also had that family that watched Sahara together, right?
Yeah.
And they would just like have such a wonderful time. It's like, I don't know, just I love the image of this very quaint family all in the theater just like annoying everybody because they're literally cheering and screaming with joy.
Just losing their mind at every scene, laughing harder than anyone rightfully should at, it's gonna shit on my floors, and they just lose it.
What scene in this movie could like warrant that level of response? Like, what could possibly have happened? What do you think it was? Were they going buck wild for the ships at the end? Were they laughing hysterically at the cat bit?
Maybe the parkour during the art house heist. I kind of liked that bit. Like, it just got to showcase, Tom's athleticism a little bit. Or, and I mean, this is just me, just Sully pulling off the con. I bet they loved that because that is just straight from the video game, I think.
Yeah, they're just turning to each other like, did you see that?
Oh God, it's just like the game that we love watching our dad play.
Yeah, Dad, they're doing the thing that you did in the game.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
I'm also a teenager, apparently.
10 out of 10 from Joette67783. Should I do this? I haven't tried to do this before.
Go for it. Go all out.
Yoda worked out. We'll see. I really enjoyed this movie. I watched this with my teenage grandsons, and we all enjoyed it. Best part was it didn't have any smut scenes in it or anything political in it. Just a fun, exciting movie.
She missed all the things that were implicit.
I mean, if I had to go to a movie with my grandma, I think Uncharted would be a good choice. Like,
yeah.
You don't want any friction in that movie. You don't want any smut for sure. But just, I don't even want a kiss scene. Like, nothing. I want a lifeless, devoid of anything adventure.
I mean, to be honest, I was hoping there would be like some sort of like underlying romantic anything for any of these characters. Because, you know me.
Well, you would, mister. I saw Starship Troopers with my granddad.
It's true.
I wouldn't stop you. Bring on the smut. My grandma's here.
Dude, I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him bone down in the theater.
Yeah, sorry. That's that for grandma. Just grandpa.
No, we save that for granddad. Grandma cannot. No, she's got a weak heart. She's not ready for it.
All right. I don't want to read too many, but I have to know if you think this is real. There's no way this behavior is real. From Jennifer Nicole Rose. 10 out of 10. Absolutely fantastic. This movie was edge of my seat, nail biting, absolutely riveting. If you watch this movie, do not leave at the credits. You will miss something at the end. Half the movie theater left and missed a good scene / cliffhanger. This was a perfect date night movie. It had me laughing and wondering if I blink, will I miss something? Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg definitely need to do more movies together. I'm sure you're wondering if it's anything like the games. Well, my spouse leaned over to me and said, I keep catching myself trying to press invisible buttons to keep the story going.
Because he was bored by the
cutscenes. Hold square to skip.
Hold square to skip cutscene, right?
Some parents brought kids, but personally, I wouldn't. I feel like if you do, it should be older kids. Young kids might get bored. Hey, I'm a very big kid, and I was bored. But anyway, don't take my word for it. Just go watch it for yourself. I cannot fathom the kind of person who says that aloud.
No.
I keep trying to press invisible buttons. I'm so excited.
I love these people. I'm doing thumb motions on the camera.
Can you imagine this theater? We have the one family fucking cheering in the corner. We have the other guy over here fucking writing a review on his phone. And then this guy just up front, hands in front of the screen like he's trying to do like hand shadow puppets on the wall, just like clicking the invisible sticks. What a shit show. But honestly, more entertaining than what's on screen.
Just the fact, I really think maybe it was press square to hold square to skip cutscene sort of thing. I was pretty proud of that joke.
That's good. That's a good one. Well done. 10 out of 10 funny by QVW47975. I went to see it for the actors and I felt very happy. I have to say that the actor is really handsome and has a good figure. The plot is good. The play is also very exciting. All to the meat.
Easy, Grandma. Easy.
Oh, to the meat.
Wait, hang on. I was so stuck with the shitty grandma joke. Did you end that with all ALL to
Yeah.
the meat?
Which meat?
I don't. I mean, I was pretty eyes peeled on this movie to the point where I was noticing weird arboreal issues. So I feel like I would have known if Tom Holland was hanging dong at any point.
Did you not see the unrated version?
I would love to see a director's cut or unrated version of this movie just to see how batshit insane more they wanted to make it.
It was really like, we talked about the movie Straight Incredulity. For me, it was like when Mark Wahlberg at the very final scene finally pulls down his pants and you see his massive hog.
Massive hog right there.
Yeah, just like, It was a callback to Boogie Nights, but
that's what he uses.
It worked for me.
That's what he doesn't throw Tom Holland a rope. He throws him his massive hog to get him in the helicopter.
Yeah, it's like that one character in The Boys. I'm trying to remember now, but yes,
I think is it Love Sausage?
Sure.
Oh God, I can't remember his name, but it's something like that.
Yeah, it's that. Let's go out. Let's just break our brains on the way out of the show here. Because I don't know, I'm too old for this shit.
His name is Love Sausage.
I'm not
I don't know how
for
the
this
fuck
shit.
I pulled that.
Oh, thank you.
But his name is Love Sausage.
Hell yeah. Well done. I mean, if anyone could do it, you could. Michelle is Banda.
Okay.
10 out of 10. Mishy.
What?
Spoilers. Mishy.
Yeah, I know.
Mishy. If you can't be doing this, you can't be doing that. You just gotta sit back. Because if I do that for every word, we'll never get through it.
This is all for the vibes, huh? Okay, cool.
It's skibbity toileters. I don't know. I'm old. Love it so much. A nice move, Fobs. I fuck a off BFF Figo Divvy K Dig Begun Dog box with a half ski eye oil field in for a huffy o'clock. Kona suit a couple hours of I have its way knees up a little in the future, and I love think what I have done to work on in my own home. LOL. It's a good day, buh. I have a good feeling of a bit now. Off to work, bed now. LOL for the weekend rest. I love the snow. LOL. I love it. LOL. I love think it's way off though. The sun be a wild good one. Night. LOL. I don't love the smell like the way it looks. LOL. It's just a wee bit of boring music, but it's just the first one. LOL. Wow.
I only have one thing to say. I think this person was wondering if this was a spoof.
They are obviously stoned.
Just blitzed out of their gourd.
What a crew. Crew.
Eventually, I'd love to hear from someone in one of these reviews that I'd actually genuinely like to hang out with as a person. But it hasn't happened yet.
You don't want to go along with that family and just cheer your head off?
Man, I don't.
Tom Holland and Marky Mark?
No.
All right. Well, some people know how to have fun. And some people don't.
I was in a children's movie recently, seeing it in 4DX, and every time the kids cheered, part of me said, I wish these little bastards would just shut up. I'm trying to watch the movie. It's a kid's movie, though, Bo.
This is when you just go over to them and you tell them, hey, did you know that Chewbacca and Han Solo have a toxic domestic violent relationship? You just scar them and just leave them dumbstruck in their seats. Like, all right, that's shut you the fuck up.
Did you know Han Solo's on his third strike?
We gotta go. I actually do.
Yeah.
That was Uncharted.
Don't chart it. We're gonna,
but do source it. I mean, I have faith. Based on this, based on the rules of the show, I would not source the games based on this. But
yeah,
I'm gonna secretly.
Yeah, I was gonna say
yes.
Anyway. I still recommend sourcing the games because I have pre-existing history with the games. But based on this movie, no. Housekeeping.
Yeah, that's straight up Mishy.
It's Mishy. LOL.
BFF Big O Divvy K Dig. Begun Dog.
Night, LOL. Snow. Housekeeping. Drop us an email, sourcenotfound pod@gmail.com with your likes and dislikes on the Uncharted franchise, I guess. You can find us on all over the social medias. Source Not Found Podcast on Facebook and Blue Sky and Instagram and YouTube, where we have full backlog of episodes, as well as Brandon playing some of the games we cover over on Twitch, which, speaking of, Brando, Twitch me.
Just had my 2-year affiliate anniversary for my Twitch channel, which was very exciting. We had some special events. 12-hour Armored Core stream. Played every light gun game on the Sega Saturn with like upside down, like mirrored goggles. That was an experience. We're doing a bunch of fun stuff. So all this month, we're continuing the Medical Aid for Palestinians fundraiser. So anything spent in the channel, in addition to like donations made directly to the charity, are going to that cause. So come on by. I got a bunch more special events and fun stuff planned. Twitch.tv/LeJuneBug. Link down in the show notes, right next to link to Saint Coelacanth, Jesse Gelino, creator of our great theme song.
Our slapping theme.
Go check out his YouTube channel for lots of other great stuff.
And I think that's all for us this time, guys. See you next time. And I'm going to say check your toilets for Han Solo. Because he's bad, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. Watch out for him. Jesus. Stay half skill in Oilfield and up for Huffy O'Clock. Kona!
Snow. LOL.